there have been protests and flagging campaigns continuing across Britain for the past, week and a half or so now. Everyone expected this to be a bit of a flash in the pan, for it to kind of die down. The asylum hotel protests have been going on for several weeks now, and that's joined by the flagging protest that is also going on. The BBC point out that this is happening all over the place, really. Bristol, Liverpool, London, Mold, which is a place in Wales, Perth in Scotland, County Antrim in Northern Ireland. So basically, everyone is absolutely sick to death of having unvetted fighting-age men being allowed to roam free in their communities. And there has been a sexual assault charge from one of these hotel migrants almost every single day for the past, how long has it been now? About 2 weeks, something like that?
I was actually trying to keep track of them all, and it's pretty much been since the end of July through all of August. Yeah, I was able to find a case from about the 31st of July all the way till about August the 10th, unbroken.
Yeah. So people are not happy about it, and they're still out protesting, which is superb, obviously. And then you've got the question of the flags. So this is something that started happening about a week ago now, where people just decided they were going to put the England flag and the Union flag up on things that can hold flags, as in lampposts, wherever around the country. And this has carried on as well because it's actually a really good symbol of resistance to globalism. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something there.
No, I was just completely agreeing with you.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
No, like a bit of nationalism, patriotism.
Yes.
Just like, we're not ashamed or afraid.
Yes.
We have a country that exists.
And this is the country.
It's
We're in
also,
it.
Wonderful optics that our enemies reel back like a vampire exposed to light to the English flag.
Yes, they do. And like the BBC, they've got a reasonably neutral write-up of this. They point out that the author of this is driving through the southwest of Birmingham, and for more than a mile, almost every light post lamppost, yeah, has a St George's flag or a Union Jack attached. Thousands of them. They then go on to blither about the far right, but they can't really pin it on the far right. They're just certain that there's some connection between the far right and the England flag. And it's like, listen, man, there's a connection between the English and the England flag. And if you want to turn that into the far right, then you're going to find the country is mostly far right. So what are you going to do?
The narrative has moved so far, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So at first you can't be a Nazi.
No.
And then very, very quickly it's...
Can't wave the England flag.
It's any expression of the nation in any way is beyond the pale to them. Well, that's absurd and cannot stand.
Yeah, but I mean, we have an explanation from a sociologist that they have consulted called Ellis Cashmore. Try to contain your laughter here, Josh. Who believes that those displaying the flags probably have different reasons for doing so, but generally feel a sense of being left behind or overlooked. That's true.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. But why? In what way? The warnings of tax rises and economic pain potentially to come this autumn are contributing to a sense of disillusionment.
Well, that's not quite right.
No.
They started strong.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I wasn't laughing at the fact they were a sociologist. I was laughing
I would laugh at that.
I was laughing at the fact that it's like, why are people doing this despite everyone being very vocal about why they're doing it?
Yeah.
And you need to go to a sociologist to explain it to you.
And even then they get it wrong. It's like,
yeah.
You know the meme of the communist like patting the guy on the shoulder. It's like, maybe you'd feel better if you owned the means of production with a bunch of Muslims in burqas walking by and the country in general state of dilapidation. I mean, it's literally that meme they've just done there. But anyway, the point being, the councils didn't like this and they began taking the flags down. But they tell us that basically Birmingham City Council has given up on this. They did start taking down the St George's flags. Initially, they said that it was a health and safety risk, but they only took down 200 and they're just given up because the flags are all across Birmingham now. So basically, it turns out they didn't have the resources to defeat the 42% English population of Birmingham. Good.
Health and safety, what? It constitutes a fire risk.
Well, yeah,
A choking hazard for under fives.
No.
What? How is it?
They were arguing that the flags, putting them up may have damaged the structural integrity of the thing or something like that. Obvious nonsense, right? But the point is, everyone knows why they were taking them down.
Lamppost lives matter.
Yeah. But this has been great because it's been basically everywhere. And you get, people like Malcolm here. All the mini roundabouts in my town now have fake St. George's flags painted on them. Did residents ask for this? No, it's vandalism, pure and simple. Okay, a couple of points here, Malcolm. One, it's the residents doing it, right? No one's going to your little village. There's no central office of people making flags, putting up flags. But two, did the local residents ask for their villages to be filled with foreigners? Did anyone ask for the Boris wave? Were we ever consulted about immigration? And when we have been consulted, were we ever like, yeah, bring them all in, boys? No.
It's also not quite the same as vandalism. It's sort of like, oh no, someone's done my gardening and pulled all my weeds. It's like, oh, what terrible vandalism that there's now a sign of patriotism. Like, people see the flag and they associate it with good things, even if they're not political.
Oh, generally, yeah.
It's very, very telling, though, isn't it, that somebody like this has got an issue with it.
Well, I mean, look at his bio.
What's it say?
Braintree District and Holstead Town Councillor, Secretary, Holstead and Headington BLP, Primary School Chair of Governors, Fabian, Co-op Party, Greenpeace. Right, there we go.
Right, got it.
But notice how, like old white boomer, Fabian, literal wolf in sheep's clothing, is like, well, I didn't ask for this. This is vandalism. What about... You don't care about any of the other things, though. Any of the other things.
Even someone drawing 2 red lines across something white. Even that can't stand.
Well,
even that can't be allowed.
It's what it means. It's
yeah,
what
of course.
It stands for.
Yeah.
And he knows. He says he's a Fabian. Lib Dem councillor was interviewed here. A Lib Dem councillor called Nick Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
You can guess where he comes from. Well, his family, anyway. It would be naive to pretend otherwise that the St. George's flag has been co-opted by certain far-right groups to promote their agendas. We will not be encouraging division in our communities. Thank you, Liberal Democrat. He added that the council celebrated all forms of diversity, unless it's English diversity. But there was an underlying tension in the campaign that has been hijacked by people with views who are, for me, completely unacceptable. It's like, thanks for your input, Nick. The flagging will continue until morale improves.
Yeah.
That's literally what this is.
Pipe down now, Nick. Yeah, you've had your time.
Yeah.
We tried it your way.
But I love the St. George's Cross is intimidating. Good.
Also, multiculturalism is division by definition, so
100%.
it doesn't make sense to say that.
It couldn't be anything other than division, could it? That's the very point of it.
People like this councillor, Nick Ireland, they're sort of... This is the last remnant of their arguments.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
They're on the ropes.
That's
Hopefully, at least.
No, that's 100% what it is. Because they don't have a coherent response to this. That's their problem. They're like, oh, I know that's not good. I know that the English shouldn't be proud of being English in England because that seems a bit intimidating. And you got this chap here who's like, oh, this is very territorial. In fact, we'll watch this because he is right. This is about territorialism.
I feel this moment in time, this feels very territorial, and it feels like people are marking their territory. I don't think there's anything... I think, look, the flag's patriotic. I like the flag. I'm happy to see the flag. But it's all about where and how. When there's an England team playing in a semi-final or a final of a World Cup and everyone's kind of feels together. But at the moment, this feels like we're here. This is our plot. And we're going to remind you this is our plot. And that's how it feels at the moment. And
but it is, the territory literally is England, though, Jason, isn't it?
Of course. But that's the problem. And this is why I think we're now leading up to this, because I think that this country's lost its identity. And I think that's a big problem, a real problem. And I'm very, very, very nervous because I feel that there's going to be a lot of problems on the streets of London soon.
What a fascinating conversation that was. Even the LBC host was like, well, I mean, it is England, isn't it? Like, if anyone's going to have a territorial claim to England, probably the English, and that is their flag.
What a crazy thing. I feel like this country's lost its identity, and a bad thing to do then is to support the flag in some way. Like, what? How does that make any sense?
Yes. Well, the fact that we feel that we have a claim to this, he said, is the problem.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I mean, he literally says it. So, and that's
its true colours.
Exactly. It's like, okay, well, what we can do, Nick, to make you feel less nervous, are mass deportations, which isn't what Nigel Farage has actually proposed now, and he's actually come up with a plan to do it. Because the problem is genuinely sheerly numbers. Really, there are obviously problems with like individual groups of immigrants, but that's kind of ancillary to the problem of just bringing 1 million in a year. Yes, they start taking up space. Yes, that starts pushing people out of communities where their ancestors have been for hundreds of years and makes them feel like they're losing their country. And so this is clearly a response to that. And so the correct thing to do would be to say, right, what are we going to do here? Does the country belong to the English? And if the answer is yes, as this LBC host kind of has to concede, then really the people who are coming from other countries should just go back there. Pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't think that's very controversial. I'm not saying deport every non-white person in Britain or anything like that. It's just in the last 5 years, we've had this massive wave of foreigners inflicted upon us for some reason.
The Boris wave, is it?
The Boris wave, which is still continuing. And we didn't ask for this. This wasn't something that was advertised to us that they were going to do. It was a complete stab in the back, and they need to go home.
And isn't it funny that, isn't it like the most gentle, low-key way of resistance, just to put up a blue flag and draw a couple of red lines on something white?
Yeah.
It couldn't be more peaceful, really.
No, it really
and
couldn't.
even that, they're immediately got all sorts of issues with it.
Notice the fear. They're like, oh, right, this is a warning, right? This is not the end of the line. This is the beginning of the revolution. And so they're like, oh, wow, maybe we should pay attention to this. No, I agree. Maybe you should pay attention to this. And there is actually a very reasonable solution to this that actually would go in line with the democratic mandate that everyone had voted for since before Brexit. But anyway, notice how he brought up the football, though. He's like, well, it's okay when it's the football or the rugby or whatever. But this cartoon, I think, really embodies the issue that they have, is that prior to now, English patriotism had been siloed. It'd been, nope, you can go wave the flag for the women's football team or the women's rugby team or whatever it is. And now, no, it's gone way beyond that. No, as you can see, this has breached containment and this is out of their control.
Sort of the day after England get knocked out, it's like, you've got to take your flag down, otherwise you're a weirdo.
Nah.
It's good you brought this up, because I've noticed this as well, that beforehand our patriotism was limited to basically sports, where it's the most ineffective possible for affecting politics, and now it's bleeding over into lots of other areas as well. And what has basically happened is that the Black Lives Matter movement has opened Pandora's box of identity, and the English have realised, wait a minute, we need an identity for ourselves, and that's not going to be closed again now. There's no way that people are going to go back now they've got to this point, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was going to fizzle out in the first day or so, but actually it's snowballed into something that it's been all over the country. I mean, I've seen it driving around my local area.
I put up a flag myself.
Really?
Yeah.
The zebra crossing, literally just around the corner that I cross every day to go to the park with my kids, someone flagged that. And, driving along under the overpasses, I saw, England flags. I'm like, right, okay, this is genuinely everywhere, which is great. It's great to see that there is a kind of national consciousness arising, because actually this is our country and we have been taken advantage of, and we are the ones who are not allowed to engage in these demonstrations of pride.
And it's all organic as well.
Completely.
I've seen videos of the people doing it, and they just look like your normal people who you would see on the street. They don't necessarily look like your typical political actors.
Yeah. In fact, we'll get some of those in a minute, if that's all right. Who are the men that pick for scraps amongst the ruins at the end of history? You should know, because you encounter them every day. Between the towering buildings of a fallen empire, we find the Fellaheen, the historyless men, who know nothing of the turning of the cosmic wheel and find themselves outside of civilization itself. Cut loose from the great chain of being, they represent the loam into which our dying culture will return. That is, unless we choose to take up the burden once again. This Fellaheen condition is the subject we explore in issue 4 of Islander magazine, on sale while stocks last and available worldwide at shop.lotuseaters.com. So anyway, so obviously the battle lines are being drawn. So the Independent is like, well, can the England flag ever be reclaimed? Not really, says, quote, Kahindi Andrews, Black Studies professor. Nobody who has a proper understanding of what it's used for would pretend it's anything other than a clear symbol of racism. Well, there we go.
Says the guy
Kahinde,
who wrote a book called White Psychosis.
The psychosis of whiteness.
Sorry?
Actually. But the Independent concludes by interviewing various left-wing academics, in this instance, that flying the flag appears to point to a radicalized notion of what England is. It's about distinguishing Englishness, quote, an imagined ethnically white identity of Englishness, which doesn't include multiculturalism. That's right. It's England against multiculturalism. You can come and join the English, or you can join the UK. That's your option. That's what this is about. That's what this fracture point is. That's 100% what it is. Does the land of England belong to anyone in the world, or does it belong to the English?
Yeah. No, there is an in-group.
Yes.
And therefore an out-group.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's not to say that we can't have lots of foreign friends who want to come over and fly our flag as well. It's not to say anything like that. But what it's to say is there is a native people in the land, and they need to be respected.
The tribe exists.
Yes.
Stop trying to pretend it doesn't exist or has never existed.
Are you sure? The Guardian's not happy about this.
Okay.
Flags as a symbol of prejudice, not pride, and a distinct air of menace. Welcome to England 2025. That's right, John. That's right. This is England in 2025. You nailed it. Watch what you're doing, bro. Right? That's all we're saying. This is our country. We're not having this, Jonathan. Again,
Air of menace.
but look at the most white English people in the world are here to stab us in the back. That's the thing. You know, it's like, no, I'm more than happy to give away the country. So I'm sure you are, John. But again, this whole thing, he literally goes through this article talking with increasing menace about how basically this is Nazism. But he really embodies the lack of coherent response that they have to this.
And testosterone.
Yeah, well, I mean, he writes in The Guardian. Of course, he embodies a lack of testosterone. But he says, look, the result of this is a, quote, self-evident political emergency. He's right. He is right. This is a conceptual, ideological emergency.
For them.
Exactly, for them. Yeah, not for us. This is brilliant for us, right? He literally ends with, quote, what are we going to do now? Nothing. You have been checkmated. You're like, no, everyone gets to fly their flag and play the game of identity politics, apart from you racists. And the white English is like, well, we've got a flag, actually. We are going to do it. And they're like, well, I mean, look at the subheading there. The rapid spread of these banners is unsettling, and it shows how the hard right is reaching people and places the left cannot. No, you can't enter into working class English communities and normal, just middle class English communities who are patriotic and love their country, because your entire philosophy is predicated on destroying the country. So you just can't come here. This is not yours.
I think also implicit in this is that a lot of the commentary from less sort of connected left-wingers seems to indicate that they just don't understand that normal people can just adopt the flag and appreciate it, because their circle of friends, their family, are all exactly like them. They have no one with conflicting opinions because they get excised out of the community, right?
Yeah.
And so they can't understand it. They think it's all political action when it probably isn't.
It's just reality coming knocking at their door. Okay, you can redefine the vast majority of completely normal people as hard right if you want to.
And he will.
You just, started doing that back in the 60s, and at some point in 2014 or 16, you lost your mind entirely and bought into the lie that nearly everyone thinks like you, and everyone else is hard right or far right. But that was never the case. That was always a lie. That was always a fiction. And now reality's catching up with you. So
what you define as hard right is just normality to most people.
Right.
That's literally all this is. Anyway, so the councils, of course, everywhere are taking down the flags. Here's a Liverpool example. I won't bother playing it. You can go look at it in your own time. Because Liverpool Council have just declared for the enemy. Right? They've declared for the opposition. And I really mean it. For 300 years, Liverpool has been shaped by people from all over the world.
Mainly
that's
Ireland.
That people of colour from all over the world, they said, Josh. That's what makes our city special. We remain committed to sharing the facts and treating people with dignity and respect. Right, so you are committed to foreigners. That's Liverpool City Council saying, nope, we are committed to the foreigners. You fly the England flag in Liverpool. You are hateful, and hate has no place in Liverpool. Our city is built on solidarity and respect.
What was happening last year, though, was it?
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't. But the point is, they have openly declared for the foreigners. It's like, okay, that's fine. You know, you're going to find yourself, frankly, completely outnumbered and surrounded on all sides. But
it's interesting because Liverpool is sort of fairly famously quite a red city.
Yes.
But nonetheless, also explicitly English, right? It's not.
Well,
I wonder how well that will go.
Well.
But you know what I mean? It's not like it's not entirely captured or anything.
No, of course not. But you are right. It's a very left-wing city. But remember the Southport riots? It was Liverpool that was rioting long into the night after other cities had stopped rioting. They do have a very strong sense of self in Liverpool, sort of local community.
And it is English.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, yeah, so, Liverpool City Council were, like I said, declaring themselves. Obviously, Bristol were declaring themselves. The Bristol commies were out in force. Of course, they are annoyed at people putting up flags and protesting, illegals being put up in hotels. But not just them. Brighton Council decided they were going to take down the St George's flags too, because these are the places that you exactly expect, right? Lefty council in Liverpool, lefty council in Bristol, lefty council in Brighton. Yes, we know the left are in favour of the foreigners. We know you are. We know. It's good that you're declaring yourselves, though, by literally taking down our flags. The next one was a teacher here in Tamworth. So basically, middle-class Lib Dem voter. Again, I won't play it. You can see it from the description. Middle-class Lib Dem voters are going to tear down the flags because, of course, they will. Again, we knew that they were against us. We knew they were for the foreigners. We knew they were on the other side of this. And then you've got brainwashed tossers like this guy. I will play this one because it's genuinely funny. Because this guy, he literally sounds like an NPC. He sounds like he's been programmed by the television. It's really remarkable how this honestly sounds like it's scripted, and I'm assuming that it's not scripted because the guy on the right sounds very normal, but the guy on the left, you'll hear him.
What we want to be showing around to everyone.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, but you're worried about the English flag in the English country garden.
Well, yeah, it's offensive.
Our flag can be offensive in England.
Yeah, there's plenty of people in this neighbourhood who would take offence to that just being up right now.
Are you having a laugh or something? Where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm from England, man. But
there you go. There's your flag.
No, seriously, we can. That's
proud.
Offensive. It's not the 1950s anymore, mate. We can't be having the England flag.
Yeah, and I'm not Alf Garnett either, but that's my flag. And this is my country, and this is my garden. I'll put up what I like.
That guy's the guy on the left's response, just his statements feels fake to me, right? But I'm pretty sure the guy on the right isn't, and I'm pretty sure it's a real interaction. It's just really funny that basically you've got the teachers, the councils, the leftist brainwashed tossers, the sort of agents of the Matrix, and the Islamo-leftists.
I was definitely getting Destiny vibes off that dude.
Right.
He's not used to confrontation, I think, is why he sounded like he did.
Yeah.
Or bicep curls.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just love the old chap on the right who's just like, do what I like.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've got the Islamo-leftists, of course. The National in Scotland have decided that refugees are welcome in Scotland, which is great. We should send them all to Scotland, really. Why is there a single refugee in England when the Scots apparently want to take them all?
It's funny how they're so welcome in Scotland, yet none of them want to go there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm joking. The Scots obviously...
Got no hatred against Scotland. Half my family are from there, just to be clear.
But the Scots obviously don't want this. Again, just the elite of the country trying to sell everyone out, which is what you'd expect. And then, of course, you've got the Palestine marchers. No one's complaining about these flags. As Chris points out here, in Birmingham on Saturday, they were chanting death to the IDF, Sea of Palestine flags, calling for death, blah, blah, blah. But apparently it was the St. George's flags that were intimidating. I dare say these chaps are a little bit more intimidating. But what do I know?
Where's Councillor Nick Ireland on that?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, this isn't a Liberal Democrat issue. You've got to understand, because these are a community that don't vote Lib Dem. So they've got nothing to say about it. But yeah, and then on the other side, on the good guy side, you've got just, normal people. Mute that, but just normal folk flying their flags, protesting and
Scary
demonstrating.
far right, Carl. It's the hard right.
I was going to say,
Well, unironically, that is what they call the far right. Yeah, it's a bunch of just normal ladies. The pink ladies, they call themselves, just flying the flag and having some fun, protesting. And you've also... Oh, I can't even show that, apparently. Right, okay, well, I won't show it for the sake of your innocent eyes. But basically, a couple of chaps in Stevenage were putting up flags, and it is alleged that a gang of Muslims ran over and threw a petrol bomb at them.
Yeah, I saw that guy with a bloodied face.
Yeah, he had a massive... The thing actually hit him and bounced off of him and then smashed on the floor. So he didn't get set on fire, but it did have a huge cut pouring with blood on his face, which was obviously what that shows. And there's BBC coverage of it. Man injured by glass bottle containing lit rag. Really? Is that what happened?
You mean attempted to set him alight?
Yeah.
attempted to burn him alive
I don't know why the glass bottles containing lit rags are doing this.
for the crime of putting a St George's flag up.
Yes, but it's the same energy as, car hits pedestrians.
yeah.
So why did the car do this? Yeah. Why did the glass bottle launch itself unaided?
Got an epidemic of poltergeists in this country.
That's exactly the problem, isn't it? This is the entire thing of the BBC, though, right? So that he was taken to hospital. Hertfordshire police are looking into it. I know this incident will concern people living locally. I'd like to reassure the community this was a contained incident. Were you behind it, Chief Inspector Sarah Gilbertson? Did you throw it? Was it one of your lads? Was it someone employed by the police? How do you know this was a contained incident? How have you got that information, especially when said our investigation continues and anyone with information is asked to get in touch with police, implying that they don't even have the guy who threw the bloody petrol bomb? How can you know this?
This is the thing. This is the truly worrying thing that people like us have been warning against for a long time now. That it will end in tears. It'll end in blood.
Its first blood's already been drawn.
That it's sectarian, racial, ethnic, and sectarian tribal conflict will break out, and our enemies say, "No, it won't. You're being paranoid. That's just what you want to happen." It's like, no,
I don't want
not.
that to happen.
No, absolutely not. And it's not paranoid. It's obviously the way this goes.
It's what appears to be actually happening. The lads are still out there, though, putting up more flags. As they say, quote, petrol bombs will not stop us. Numbers have gone up massively. Good for you guys. There is also the question of vandalism. Now, I don't agree with the vandalism, and I think the vandalism is bad optics. What it does is changes the nature of the discussion. So when you put up flags, it doesn't hurt anyone, it doesn't damage anything, and it is a perfectly legitimate statement of patriotism. When you vandalize something, as trivial as this is, and it's pretty trivial, it still changes the direction of the conversation. Now it's about you having done something wrong, so they can avoid having to talk about the actual points that we want to discuss. And so actually, it's kind of stepping on a rake, frankly.
Absolutely. My sensibility, I was brought up that just sort of mindless vandalism is really gross.
Yeah.
Really, really wrong thing to do. So, where I see that last picture you had up, I did think, ugh.
Yeah, the person that did that's a moron.
Yeah,
and vandalised like information about nature in a park.
Yeah, and then you've got this one.
Yes, that's why we're doing it.
Doing it, mate. Are we doing it around here, Al?
Get up there.
What are we doing? Painting the
Tan red. Go on, the boys.
Next one.
Next one.
Next one.
Get up. Send it. The boys are going mad.
Want to get up here, get amongst it, or what?
Hey. You get him right. He's a liar. Jesus, come out the Indian. He wants one above the shop.
Chuckle Brothers. So.
You guys are crazy, man. How long have you been doing this for?
Half hour. Bone and bread, fucking.
Jesus. I'm an Englishman. I'll do it till I die, sweetheart.
Get up. On to the next one. Let's go. Spread them all the way across.
No, can't. It's for the country, you know?
Yeah, for your future.
For your future, sweetheart.
Right, that's the bit. So afterwards, I'm not going to play it. They racially insult some Muslims that they see walking past as well, right? And so, a couple of things here. This is vandalism, and obviously, they've been arrested. So again, if you want to see the two-tier nature of things, this guy, the whoever threw the petrol bomb, not been arrested. Don't know who that was. These prats, they've been arrested instantly, right? So, and of course they've been...
They did video themselves, they made it quite easy, didn't they?
That's true, but the other guy had a video as well.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that yet.
Well, yeah, it was,
okay,
censored. But yeah, so the point being, if you're racist and they have arrested a man on suspicion of using racist language and committing criminal damage, they're going to get you really, really quickly. Because, I mean, criminal damage, if it was just arbitrary criminal damage that was done to, like, your bike or something, well, that guy's never getting caught. But no, this kind of racist criminal damage, they can get that. They can get that bloody quickly. But the thing I wanted to talk about is what he had said here to the little girl. It's like, this is for the country, for your future. Because as much of a bunch of prats as these guys have been, again, don't vandalise things. Just put the England flag up. Painting on a roundabout is not damaging someone's property. But also, put the England flag up. That's actually a really wholesome way of protesting. But what these geezers had said here, I think, is the important bit, right? Because it is for the country and for the future. That is genuinely what people feel that they are losing. They think that if mass immigration continues, then England will be destroyed. And that's true. That is what underpins all of this. And so these are the battle lines. Are you in favour of England existing and having a future? Or do you vote for the Liberal Democrats, Labour Party or Green Party? These are your options. Better get some soup chats.
They sounded like Essex boys as well.
Yeah, they were Essex boys.
Were they?
I think it was...
Do you know where it was, out of interest?
Yeah, it did say. I think it was Basildon.
Oh, right.
Basildon Council.
Basildon, lovely.
Yeah. Racism has no place in Basildon, says Labour leader Kevin Callahan.
Samson sent me a message saying this video was confirmed fake. Which one is that? Is that the one of the guy confronting the guy with the flag? I can't hear you.
It did sound like the Destiny dude was acting.
Right, so the front door one was fake. Sorry, it's hard to know, right? But even the fact that it was fake, it still summarises basically the interactions that are going back and forth between the groups.
Sometimes when things are fake or parody, it actually still speaks volumes about the thing that it could be believable.
Yeah, you could describe it as an artist's impression of the situation.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.